Hello, people. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Riley's World. Welcome to the home of the Premier League champions. I never get old. I never get old. I'm going to be saying that all season. All season. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance, but I'm going to be saying that all season. 22 years, I haven't gotten a chance to say that at all for the last 22 years. All my adult life. I'm going to be saying that all season. Welcome to the home of the Premier League champions. That is it. That is it. Big up everybody for joining the stream. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here. We have some discussions to make. World Cup fever. It's a World Cup season, people. Y'all know this only come around once every 4 years. I was going to say once a year. That's Champions League. Well, we all know this comes around once every 4 years. You know what I mean? And this time around is the time for the World Cup to play. You know what I mean? It's played in the United States of America, pretty much in a Jamaica backyard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mexico and Canada. Get me? So, the World Cup it's close by. You know what I mean? It's close by. And I think this World Cup will be fantastic. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, in the news, you know what I mean? Real Madrid crazy. Real Madrid going mad. You know what I mean? The presidential election over in Real Madrid causing a whole lot of promises to be made. We're not making promises for the person that's going to bring some of England best players to Spain, right? With the likes of Rodri and Haaland. One of the presidential candidates held up a Alan Haaland number 9 jersey. Hey, I don't know what that's about. You get me? How on earth do you have the audacity to print another player on your shirt? You know what I mean? But that's Real Madrid. That's what they operate. They do what they want. You know what I mean? And that is the thing. They're fighting another giant like themselves in the business of Manchester City. Yeah, I love the money for you, man. Money, people. So it is what it is. But presidents, they are making lots of promises. Perez has made his own promises. He promises to drop a 150 mil on Tuesday on a player, and that's the starting price. That's the starting price. So that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's a fantastic number. You know what I mean? That's a world record. The last player Real Madrid bought that was so expensive. Well, not even so expensive was Hazard. Hazard was what, 120 mil? And Hazard was 120 mil, and that was there and has been their record since. So let's see what's really happening. Let's see who this mystery player is. Just like the other candidate promised a mystery coach. Everybody suggests that it's probably Jurgen Klopp. You know what I mean? But let's see. There's so much to talk about, so much going on in this world of football, in the transfer market with Jose Mourinho signing for Real Madrid. The transfer market over at Real Madrid has become really, really mad. But it's a situation where the two Spain teams are the ones that are kicking it off. They're the ones that are stepping up, ramping up the transfer market. As I said earlier, typically a team would wait for the World Cup to actually choose the player that they would want to buy. You know what I mean? Because you know the World Cup is. In the World Cup, you'll have some players that emerge. You know what I mean? Some hidden talents are there that probably have some lower league, some countries that are not well known and have not really gotten the highlight that they're supposed to get. You know what I mean? And the World Cup is a stage for them to shine and get recognized. and that has not been the case for this World Cup coming so far. Remember, they seem like they're not interested in any scouting mission on this World Cup journey. So the fact that Real Madrid and Barcelona are not interested in any scouting mission at all on this World Cup journey, they have started their shopping spree. And trust me, they're shopping. They're shopping. Several players have already been signed by Real Madrid. Barcelona got a few. They are after their main target, which I think is their main target, which is Julian Alvarez. And I mean, it's a fantastic signing if they manage to put it over the line. But people, I'm not gonna lie, these two clubs seem like they just want to take the best players, you know what I mean, and compete against each other. But let us see, people, because the English teams, especially my team, Arsenal Football Club, will not be left in the dust by no one. No one, no one, no one. You know what I mean? And that's the situation. Big up the chat. Big up the chat. I see Sirix just joined the chat, saying Perez wants Saliba at Madrid. What you want and what you'll get is actually two different situations. You know what I mean? What you want and what you get is actually two different situations. You know, come to think about it, he said that he's not an English player. That's what he said. But he's been wanting Saliba for a while. So I wonder if he's just pulling the media leg. You know what I mean? And he's going to drop 150 million Arsenal pocket trying to take William Saliba to the Bernabeu. That would have been a fantastic. That would be interesting, very interesting. But to be honest with you, no way, shape, or form. I don't see Arsenal selling any defenders this season. Don't matter what the price is or what the money is. Arsenal just came second in the Champions League, and it's a situation that if Madrid is calling, Saliba cannot say no. Saliba been saying no to Madrid for years. for years, many years. Saliba been saying no to Madrid, been calling, and Saliba been saying no. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Madrid ain't that special no more as far as I'm concerned. That's a Real Madrid that pass. So yeah, my brother, I'm being honest. You know what I mean? And it's no disrespect to Real Madrid. They're a fantastic club. They're a huge, huge club. But Real Madrid have been calling Saliba for years. And Saliba been saying no. Saliba just signed a contract last season. You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest no you can ever hear. You know what I mean? If I ever hear one. And as I said before, Arsenal Football Club is building from the defense up. And there's no way they will disrupt the flow that they have right now. That looking to strengthen. I mean, to accommodate to this, you know, it's not a situation. I see that person. I guess that's Zimmerman. Zimmerman likes to change his profile. I think that's Zimmerman. Yeah, Zimmerman. So Zimmerman is the profile. World Cup fever. World Cup fever. Teams are touching down. You know what I mean? They're touching down, they're making preparations. You see practice games are happening. Scored. I mean, 2 touch 1 goal. You know what I mean? 2 touch 1 goal. I think you only had 2 shots on goal. 2 shots on goal, 1 goal. That's Victor for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the situation. Zimmerman 150% where here we go. Arsenal fan, I think it's not gonna happen, Zimmerman. It's not gonna happen. Trust me, it's not gonna happen. You still gotta understand the whole situation. I understand that it's about making money. It is, that's a part of the game. But you have to also understand that it's also winning trophies. Trophies also bring women. The Champions League final, Gabby missed his penalty, right? And the fact that Gabby missed his penalty, this was the situation of Gabriel penalty miss. That was the situation of Gabriel Palacios. Gabriel's stats has increased. Gabriel's shirt sale has increased by 350%. That's how much Gabriel shirt sales have increased. 350%. You know what I'm saying? We are good. And I mean, we're fine. Nikolai in the building. Nikolai feeling good. Nikolai, you should feel good. I realize as you know, coach, bro, y'all gonna be cooking. I'm finally done with school for now. Hi. That's good. Summer break. The summer is on. Summer break is on. Summer break is on. Another day, this is our situation. You have a dynamic partnership of Gabriel and Saliba. If you break that up, right now we winning. Our winning becomes marginal. You know what I mean? And Arteta mentality, Arteta mind, Arteta firm mind is not that he's not trying to ease up. He's trying to go further. He's trying to make things happen more. You know what I mean? He's trying to do a lot more in the transfer window. He's trying to make sure, you know what I mean, that he wins more trophy. The fact that Arteta went to the final of the UEFA Champions League, that's just a taste. And trust me, he's going to want more. I promise you guys, he's going to want more. So no way Arteta is going to leave his squad. No way, shape, or form. He will be leaving his squad for no one. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited for Ariola. Yeah, man, fantastic coach. You know what I mean? So now we have three good friends in two top clubs and one not so mediocre. You know what I mean? Arsenal, Liverpool, two top clubs, and then we have Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or we can get us Barcola, and I think Barcola will come to Arsenal if we decide that we want it. If we decide that we want Barcola, which I think we should go for. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be ours. OPD can restore our identity. He's going to bring a different identity, man. Because the kind of football that he's bringing, that's not the kind of football Liverpool play. You know what I mean? Liverpool play kick and run them. You know what I mean? I realize we're going to bring a Manchester City type of football to Liverpool. So y'all be looking better, I think. You know what I mean? Y'all be looking better. You know what I mean? Good days are ahead for you guys. You know what I mean? I think good days are ahead for you guys. All right, I think the Spanish managers will have a very good Prem season. Ariola, Arteta, and Alonso, all big managers. Don't forget Unai Emery. I know that he is under the radar. People tend to forget him or remember his Spanish too. You know what I mean? Don't forget Unai Emery. So yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic season for the Spanish managers in Premier League. You know what I mean? It's just sad that Pep run away. You know what I mean? It's just sad that Pep run away. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, it's gonna be a fantastic Premier League, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. Actually, we can't do this without talking about some transfers. You know, I mean, we do have to talk about some transfers. You know what I mean? And let's start with none other than Manga. Manga. I don't know how much you guys know about this player. You know what I mean? But before now, there wasn't much to know about him actually. You know what I mean? He's a Leicester City player, 16-year-old. You know what I mean? 16 years of age. Manga, very, very, very talented young player. You know what I mean? At the age of 16, you're already a starter for Leicester City. You know what I mean? So that's fantastic. I mean, like, Leicester City is not what they used to be. It's not the Mahrez Leicester City or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's not what they used to be. But at the age of 16, still to be starting and scoring goal like he is doing, it's a fantastic achievement. Fantastic. You know what I mean? And personal terms, as far as my knowledge is concerned, is already being agreed with Arsenal Football Club. So yes, Munga is already understood to have agreed personal terms with Arsenal Football Clubs. Why not? Of course. Why wouldn't he? You know what I mean? You look at the runs of the youth players that Arsenal brought through the system. You know what I mean? Everybody knows that they will have a chance to play once they prove themselves. You know what I mean? And he's an exceptional player. You know what I mean? Look at Miles Lewis Kelly. Look at Ethan Waneri. Matter of fact, look at young Max Dorman right now. You know what I mean? These are players that have come through the ranks and have played. Max Dorman has started a lot of times in the Premier League this season at the age of 16. And he was 15, so he recently just turned 16. So he has started in the Premier League so many times already. You know what I mean? Look at Miles Lewis Kelly. Miles Lewis Kelly started in a Champions League final, people. Champions League final at 19 years old. You know what I mean? So these young players are doing it. You know what I mean? They're doing it, and Arsenal love young players. We all know that. You know what I mean? The academy, integrate them into the system of the. We love young players. You know what I mean? So this will be a welcome addition to the roster. And remember, we have several high-profile young players that we are just waiting to unleash, itching to unleash. You know what I mean? Yeah, we are really waiting to unleash them. You get me? Remember, we're the twins. You know what I mean? Max Dorman still there. Remember, Ethan and Miles are still kids. You know what I mean? They're 19 and 18 respectively. They're still kids. You know what I mean? Probably Ethan hasn't even reached 18 yet, probably 17, 18, or something like that. So, you know what I mean? Trust me. It's a good look for the future of the football club. I heard it was very good. Think Matthews will go. Fernandez wants Arsenal according to Marker. What you want and what you get is actually two different situations. I mentioned that earlier on. You know what I mean? Because being that we're not overly desperately in need of a midfielder of that caliber, we will buy one. But being that it's not a desperate situation, I don't think we want to pay the caliber of money that these midfielder is going to cost. So I honestly think that if we're not getting them on a reasonable deal, I don't think we're going to do the deal. You know what I mean? That's just my honest opinion. So let us see. Let us see. Yeah. Another player that has been linked with Arsenal Football Club, and this one for some reason will not go away. When I say he will not go away, people, this one will not go away. You know what I mean? And that is Morgan Rogers. He will not go away. You know what I mean? How much truth is it to this story that Rogers wants Arsenal move? You know what I mean? And if so, if Rogers is supposed to be an Arsenal football player, where does he play? Where does he play? You know what I mean? We have profile like Rogers. The thing about Rogers that he has that the profiles that we don't have is the power that he brings. You know what I mean? The driving power that he brings. And that's the difference in the making with Rogers. Can Rogers play on the left wing? He certainly can. He can play on the left wing. You know what I mean? But that's just another inverted left winger. You know, the only out and out winger, left winger we have over there is Martinelli. You know what I mean? And if we get rid of Martinelli, we need to get another profile player like Martinelli. That's why we were thinking about getting the likes of Barcola, which is a fantastic winger. You know what I mean? Just a poor finisher. You know what I mean? Johnny in the building. Big up, Johnny. Big up. How you feeling? We are just going over some small details about, you know what I mean, the game and all of that. You know what I mean? The transfer. Y'all know transfer is a major thing of what we're doing right now. So, yeah. That's up. That's what's up. This is an interesting one for me. You know what I mean? This one is the interesting one for me. No, Real Madrid. and Jose Mourinho tend to be interested or said to be interested in Arsenal, Ricardo Califlori. Now, the situation with Real Madrid is this. They want a left back. And they also want a left centre back. Now they want to take a page out of Arsenal book and they want to use one stone to kill two birds. And who do they see fit to do that for them? None other than Cali himself. You know what I mean? Cali himself is a person. Well, it behave like persons, it behave like more than one somebody. All over the field. Cali is a person that Real Madrid feel like they want to come and disturb Arsenal defensive backline to carry back to the Bernabeu. I can tell them this. This is a transfer season that we need to sell some players. You know what I mean? We do need to sell some players and we need to buy some players. There are some very important players that we're going to need. Very important. We're going to need a very important left winger. We're going to need a very important midfielder. We might need a striker, which I hope is Koopy. You know what I mean? We're going to need a right back. We're going to need some very important players. So selling is essential. But I don't think selling any of our defenders is anything that we need to do. Why? That's the one part of Arsenal Football Club that do not need to be touched. And that's the part of Arsenal Football Club that you need to bail on. Not dismantle so you can fix the forward line. You're not trying to break it apart so you can fix the forward line. You're trying to make the forward line as good as the defense. So my situation with this, I think, is gas. I think they know that Arsenal will not sell. And I think it's just a PR stunt. You know what I mean? It's just a PR stunt. Arsenal don't need to sell. And I don't think they will sell, especially not a Ricardo Califlori. You know what I'm saying? Especially not a player like Cali. Cali is very, very important to what we do at Arsenal. And he has lots more trophies to live with us. So I think they should get that out of their brain. I think that's a no-no. Haven't there been all the rumors with Arsenal? There have been so much players linked with Arsenal. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. That's my bro. I think Areola will do well for you. I do too. Who do Real Madrid think they are? They ain't getting anyone from our backline. That's the thing. You know what I mean? And Arteta is stupid to be selling anyone from the backline. We are the best defense in football for a reason. You know what I mean? And all we need to do is keep our backline together and strengthen on the attack. You know what I mean? We're not trying to unstable our team. Sorry. Not even for Real Madrid. Not even for Real Madrid. I'm hoping he can get us in the title race, even if it's not for too long. And I also hope he can get us some cup success. Well, he has a fantastic squad. That's what you must remember. He has a fantastic squad. He don't need much with the squad that he has, because it's a squad that was bought last season that wasn't utilized properly at all. So, sorry about that. Yeah, he has inherited a fantastic squad. So let's see if he can make something of it that Homeboy could not have done. Nikolai said, I'm hoping he can get us to the title race. Yeah. Jordan said, I think you can challenge for the title, Nikolai. You won't win it because Arteta is there, but he can challenge. Yes, I think it's going to be a challenge. I mean, I do think it's going to be a challenge. I think it's going to be Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United is going to be around there somewhere. I think Manchester City going to be the ones that are falling back. You know what I mean? Because I don't think I don't rate Maresca that highly, to be honest with you. So yeah, I think they're the one that gonna be set back a bit, and that would be the situation. But for sure, um, the new managers that have been hired to these clubs is gonna make a fantastic season. Trust me, they're gonna make a fantastic season. People remember to like the channel as soon as they have entered the chat. As I said, liking the channel does help. Okay, it does help. So go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Yes, it does help. So go ahead and do the damn thing. Which other player do we need to touch on? But Ricardo Califlor is going nowhere, so they just need to relax and just chill. I haven't touched on this player. I haven't touched on Eze for a little bit since he left. Since he missed the penalty, it's a situation where it's a current event with our boy Eze. You know what I mean? That stuttering penalty that he keeps on doing and he keeps on missing. He missed a lot of it. I heard it tell him to stop and he said no. You know what I mean? But the situation is this. If you're not perfect, you know what I mean, you cannot perfect it. And because you cannot perfect it, you need to cut it out. You know what I mean? That's just my whole scenario. Find something that works for you and make it yours. You know what I mean? As I said, I'm not gonna be down at any of these players for the Champions League final. It was a fantastic final and they did very well. You know what I mean? They did very well. So very, very proud of the boys. And you know what I mean? Very, very proud of the boys. But if they need to fix that penalty shoot that he does. He needs to fix that. That needs to go. That needs to go. Let's come to the building. What's going on, man? What's going on? Johnny said talk about Munga. I did talk about Munga earlier on, probably wasn't here, but fantastic player, you know what I mean? Fantastic player. Munga and you know what I mean? He's a player that Arsenal has personal terms agreed with. You know what I mean? Plenty teams have been in the running for this wonder kid signature. You know what I mean? But Arsenal have won the race so far. You know what I mean? It's not yet complete. We're still doing what we need to do to finish it up. But he's a fantastic talent. He's a two-footed talent as well. You know what I mean? He's strong on both feet, left or right. He has the chaos minus dribbling of a Doku, and he has the staggering one-drop beating pace of Bukayo Saka. You know what I mean? So it is a very interesting talent. You know what I mean? And Arsenal seem to be in pole position to make this kid theirs, take him back to the Emirates. You know what I mean? And deal with him for the future. So yes, we will definitely welcome this signing. If we get it over the line, I think it will be fantastic. Big up Neptune in the building again. Neptune said I gotta put the notification on. Yeah, man, you definitely need to put notification on, bro. I tell you, we're gonna be streaming, right? Because we're gonna be going straight into World Cup, you know what I mean? People, World Cup is right here. You know what I mean? World Cup is right here. Unfortunately for me, Jamaica is not in the World Cup. You know what I mean? But this is one thing that you guys must know about Jamaica. Jamaica always have a second team. This is one time that we choose a second team. Our country barely enters World Cup. We've only entered World Cup once. And we're not going to be missing out on the World Cup fever. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be missing out on the World Cup fever. So Jamaica always have a backup team. in the World Cup because Jamaica has almost never been in the World Cup besides 1998. You know what I mean? So my backup team in the World Cup is none other than Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Brazil was the reason why I fell in love with football. Yes, it was Brazil, not Arsenal. Brazil was the reason why I fell in love with football. And then I made Arsenal. You know what I mean? One of my I don't know what went wrong just now, guys. Am I back? Somebody type in the chat and let me know if I'm okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I don't know what went on just now. It just went. You know what I mean? It just went. It just went. All right. So yeah, I just keep on watching this team in yellow. You know what I mean? That was when Big Nine was the prime, was the pride of football. You know what I mean? And all of that. So it was fantastic, fantastic to see and all of that. And I started loving Brazil from there. Got interested in football more and more, and I chose Arsenal as a club to follow. And all of that, and you know what I mean, football just become a part of my life. I could run to football for everything. You know what I mean, for everything. With Brazil and Arsenal, you could do no wrong, man. You couldn't get, you don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it didn't get no better than that. So yeah, so that was that was the beginning of my journey. You know what I mean? We've been together since. You know what I mean? Yeah, me, Brazil, and Arsenal, we've been together since. Yeah, so I'm saying there are times when I kind of like France. You know what I mean? That was when the king was playing. You know what I mean? When the king was playing, I was kind of a World Cup team. Come on, I'm an Arsenal supporter. And Thierry Henry, you follow Thierry Henry pretty much. Our own. You know what I mean? We just didn't follow Thierry Henry to Barcelona because that was another club situation. You know what I mean? But we pretty much follow Thierry Henry. You know what I mean? So when it comes down to France team, I was there. You know what I mean? Thierry Henry. Y'all remember that ball that Thierry Henry uses to score? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, we were all there, man. I was there. I was rooting. I just don't leave the game alone. You know what I mean? Yes. Their internet was better outside, bro. My internet seemed to be better on my phone. You know what I mean? But on my computer, this is how it behaves sometimes. I don't know what's going on with it. You know what I mean? It's a minute right? You know what I mean? On my phone, my internet is better. But don't worry, I'll be outside tomorrow again. For sure. He is right-footed or left-footed, asked Nicola. He's both-footed. He is, I think he's probably the left-footed. Really? You know what I mean? But he used both foot the same. Yeah, he used both foot well. I really don't know which foot he is. The report said that he's two-footed. And that's good enough for me. If he can strike his right or his left, we have another Santa Calzola on our hands. You know what I mean? So I'm good with it. I'm definitely good with it. I think it's more right than left, but he can use both. Who knows? He might be the next breakout prim star this season, like how Rio was. Rio was it? Okay. That's why Dembele is so good. Both feet and even rights with both hands. Yeah, that's why I heard for him. He doesn't even know if he's right or left footed. Yeah, Dembele is a unique player. Very unique player. Monk made his debut versus Newcastle in the Premier League. Now as the age of what, 15, 14? He's just 16 now. You know what I mean? It's just a lad. You can see the milk on his mouth saying like he's still drinking milk. You know what I mean? Just a lad, just like Max Dorman. But guess what? There are some kids that came to make a statement, and that's exactly what they are going to do. You know what I mean? Fantastic to know that we are a club that is about to join. Hopefully we get that over the line. And just feel good about it. You know what I mean? Just feel good about it. So, yeah. But besides that, everything is calm and collective on Arsenal ground. The only thing that's doing grounds right now mostly are noise, to be honest with you. So we haven't had any serious bid in for any serious players as yet. I did say that we need to capitalize and we need to do it fast. But he's on vacation. It's not his job to buy. You know what I mean? I think Berta just actually started to work. You know what I mean? Berta just actually started to work. The Cronkies did say we're not gonna get this cold. You know what I mean? It's not like we're gonna win the league and just sit back and relax. We're gonna strengthen. You know what I mean? Josh did say that we're gonna strengthen because the teams around us will be strengthening. Right? So that's the situation. That's what's happening right now, and we're looking forward to these people delivering. Ask me if I have faith in this organization right now, and I'll answer you, yes, I do. You know what I mean? After what they've just done, after the Premier League that they just delivered to us, honestly, I am not questioning them no way, shape, or form about what they're about to do or what they're doing in the transfer market. You know what I mean? I'm not questioning them at all. I think they got this. You know what I mean? And I'm very supportive of them, whatever they are about to do. You know what I mean? And that's the situation. So just looking forward to it, and we will see what's going on. I don't know much about that player, Jody. No, I haven't watched any clips of him yet. I might have to go do it now. He do it today or something. He glides past the ball like Mira. Yeah, I might have to go take a look at it. Munga is Saka and Dembele combined. Actually, Munga would more be like Saka, Dembele, and Doku combined, because he has the dribbling skills of a Doku. He's two-footed like a Dembele, and he has a driving pass like a Makaya Saka. So he's almost like three players in one, and that's a fantastic. Yeah, that would, trust me, that's massive. He seemed very excited to watch him next year. Yeah, I have to go and take it in and see what the hype was about around this kid. But I can tell you, the hype is worth it. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. So basically, you can do everything and well. Hopefully. Remember, he's young and he's playing against young kids. So hopefully, he can make the transition to the big league effortless as he's doing right now in the with the kids his age. You know what I mean? Yeah. Can you imagine having him and Max Dorman playing? Bro, mad. Do you think Dorman should be sent on loan now that we are defending our title? We don't have time to develop Dorman on 1 year, unfortunately. I think 1 year needs to go back and loan, but not Dorman. Dorman is still just 16 years old. He cannot go on loan. I don't think he can go on loan anyway. You know what I mean? I don't think he's at that age to do that. So yeah, he's still going to be there. But I think Max, I think 1 year needs to go on loan, and I think they need to put it in a contract that he needs to play. You know what I'm saying? I think that should be a part of whatever contract agreement that is signed. He needs to play. We need this kid to be developed. You know what I mean? He's a baller. So we need him to be developed 100%. So whatever they are doing, they need to put that in writing. You know what I mean? It can't be a situation where they change coaches and the coach don't like him or don't fancy him. You know what I mean? So you don't push him enough to be himself so he can play. You know what I mean? These are kids. You know what I mean? And if you allow kids to slack off, they are going to slack off. That's what kids do. They find loopholes not to do the job. You know what I mean? Not everybody is a professional Miles Lewis Kelly. You know what I mean? Who grind and sit and work. You know what I mean? Miles Lewis Kelly is a talent, but he's also a talent that has to work to get where he is. You know what I'm saying? Ethan Wanier is a natural talent in football. I don't think he has to work as hard to do nothing at all. You know what I mean? And I think that's the difference with the Miles knowing he has to work to get to where he needs to get. You know what I mean? So we're talking about, I know we want to make comparison because people going to say, oh, you're comparing them to these two players. No, I want to compare the efforts. You know what I mean? But I won't do it. I won't do it. So, yeah, Ethan is a natural baller. Things come to Ethan naturally. You know, you can see that. You know what I mean? While Miles probably have to do a little bit more work to get where he needs to be. But when he does get it, oh, trust me, when he does get it, he's a different force to reckon. So, yeah. Send them to that Nikolai. If they're going on loan, I want them to go La Liga where they can develop their football IQ. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Or they could go to France, you know. They could go to France. France is a good developing country for young players. You know what I mean? That's where Saliba went and fine-tuned what he has become. You know what I mean? As I said, I think Ethan would have been very well. I think it would have been good if the situation with Deserve never happened. You know? But as I said, after to put measures in place to counter another situation like that. Because we can't be sending our player on loan to be developed and waste pretty much an entire half a season. You know what I mean? That's not cool. That's not cool. So yeah, we need to fix that situation. You know what I mean? So my situation is not even about those two. My situation is about the midfield and what's going to be the situation with Martin Zubimendi. You know what I mean? Martin Zubimendi started out the season like very fantastic. You know what I mean? Very, very good player. You know what I mean? He was doing what he was doing well. You know what I mean? But he has fallen off along the way. Miles Lewis Kelly has stepped up. I think that, as I said, we're good with what we got, and I think the competition is good. You know what I mean? I think the competition is very, very good and very, very welcoming. And just step up and he has taken Zubi's space, and if Zubi wants it back, you need to step up and take it. You know what I mean? That's just how I see it. Another situation that I want to mention is on the wing. Bakaya Saka hasn't been our best player for a couple of seasons now. Whether it be injury, whatever the situation is that has caused Saka to fall out of form, right? But the whole situation is this. I think players play best when they have competition. And it doesn't necessarily have to be competition in their position. It just has to be competition in the team. I think you have to find a fantastic footballer to put on that left wing to rival the attention and the attitude of Bakaya Saka so he can step up his game. Somebody needs to come that's willing to bring this team, take away the stardom from Saka, you know what I mean? So he can understand that he needs to step up. And I think if somebody comes and take away the stardom from Saka, I think he will step up. Declan Rice has done it, but Declan Rice is a different profile of a player. And I really don't think Saka actually mind Declan Rice. You know what I mean? But somebody outside of the situation come inside and take away the stardom from Saka I think it's going to be a totally different story. It's not going to like that, and I think you will find that the competition will be real, you know what I mean, and I think you will step up. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion on soccer. Toxic has been a minute, man. It's been a minute. How are you? How are you? How is everything? You know what I mean? Hope all is well with you, man. It's been a minute. I was just talking about you today, and I'm like, Toxic, I know work probably killing Toxic or something, man. Because Toxic is not the first person in the chat, and I'm receiving a second. So I know work have you. I definitely know that. Definitely know that. But hey, make sure you have free up yourself for the World Cup. You know what I mean? Make sure you have free up yourself for the World Cup. People, remember to like the channel as soon as you enter the stream, all right? Remember to hit that like button. You know what I mean? Because we need to make sure that they say it's helping. It does help. You know what I mean? When you like the stream, YouTube recommend it. You know what I mean? And then when you like the stream as well, whenever I come live, YouTube recommend it to you. You know what I mean? You'll get it on your For You right away. You know what I mean? So that those are some of the stuff that the like does. So remember, people, go ahead and like the stream. I have 5 likes and I have 10 people in the chat. Make that make sense. You know what I mean? 10 people in the chat and I only have 5 likes. So please go ahead and do the damn thing. Like the stream, man. Like the stream. 5 like, 10 people. Do the maths. Remedic. Let me see. I got a new hobby. World Cup album. What is that? What's up, Toxic is doing 2026? Real Madrid trying to bid for one of PSG players. Yeah, I personally think it's this player. To be honest, I don't think there's no other player on there that's worth all that money. You know what I mean? So I think it's him. I honestly think it's him. I don't see no other players on there that's going to be worth that money. You know what I mean? Dembele ain't going. Dembele was a Barcelona player. You know what I mean? I don't. Dembele is not a Galactico. You know what I mean? Yakarez. It will be a midfielder. Well, Pascal is a midfielder. He's a winger. Is a midfielder. I don't know. There's no midfielder in PSG team that's worth all that money. You know what I mean? No. He said it's not from the Premier League as well. So, you know what I mean? He said it's not from the Premier League. So we can definitely take the Premier League out. You know what I mean? So, yeah. He said it's not a striker. He said it's not a striker. I think he said it's a midfielder. So, yeah. So let's see. Let's see. It's an interesting scenario. I mean, like these 2 candidates are causing havoc in the freaking world of football right now. You know what I mean? They're causing it. So let's see if their money can reach their mouth. Let's see if they can put their money where their mouth is when whosoever wins. You know what I mean? Because persons are going to be holding them accountable and looking for them to deliver. So let's see what's going to be the outcome of the situation. Because they're going to be all accountable for all those talks that they're making. You know what I mean? Yeah. I need a message in the Piano World Cup 2026 sticker. Honey, no. But people, those are some of the situations that are going on. You know what I mean? As I said, I don't see nobody dropping in the chat what team they're supporting for this World Cup final. You know what I mean? I'm going to do a short, so I'm going to ask you guys to drop in the chat what team you're supporting. And we will see. We will see. As I told you all before, my team is Brazil. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I'll be supporting. That's what I'll be supporting. Definitely. London is still red. I think the fumes and everything is still overshadowed in London. No going around it, no going around it. What it is, what it is. We're going to be out in the backyard tomorrow for another stream. And we should have plenty of updates. I mean, Remagen Box is going to keep us busy. So we should definitely have plenty of updates. I don't see any team that I'm crazy about. Neptune said France. I support Mexico, said Nikolai. France is overrated and going to get knocked out. I don't think France is overrated. I'm not a big fan of Mbappe, but I love the France team. As I said, I've been loving the France team since Thierry Henry. So yeah, that's where I got the love for this France team from when Henry was playing in that team, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was supporting France and Brazil in the '98 World Cup, so you know I won. You know, I mean, I was supporting France and Brazil. So yeah, it was a fantastic World Cup. Plus Jamaica was there. We never expected Jamaica to pass the first round, so it was a situation that we were wondering or anything like that. Or there will be a controversy that okay, what I'm going to do when Jamaica make it, and we know Jamaica wasn't going to pass the first round. It was just fun to be there, you know. I mean, supporting, and it was even more fun to win a game, you know. So yeah, France is not over, man. France is a fantastic team, and I think they're better than the last 4 years. I think they are better than the last 4 years. So yeah. I don't think I'm not sure if they'll win it, but I do think they're better. Yeah, France overrated with too many stars. I ain't gonna lie. Matty rubbing off on toxic. Matty is rubbing off on toxic. What's going on? Well, if they have star players, that don't make them overrated. I mean, they probably have too much star players and they can't act as a team. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? So you say Spain all the way. You know what I mean? But you think that Spain have too much star players as well? Why is not Spain overrated? You get me? Jordan said I want England to get grouped. So Saka, etc. can get rest for next season. Jordan, that's selfish, man. Man, Tuchel is not going to reach far anyway. Yeah, I don't believe in Tuchel, man. I don't believe Tuchel is gonna reach nowhere at all. I ain't gonna lie. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. No. I don't see Tuchel making that too far, to be honest with you. England will not get through, they will go far. I think England will go far. I mean, because they have too much talent to play, man. They have a lot of talent in that team now. They have a lot of talent in that team. Hurricane, Declan Rice, I mean, like, they better go far. You know what I mean? Because I'm still carrying a dark horse team. You know what I mean? At least one of them for England. Let's see. Kind of interested on Tuchel pick his squad. You know what I mean? Because he picked his squad based on all-round abilities. He didn't pick the star-studded players to bring. You know what I mean? So let's see. I try to say it's an effort for a chance. Well, they hired him. Spain to go to. They don't have toxic players like France. No Real player. Winners are Mexico. Gilberto will score a hat trick. Here you. I was wondering when this Nikolai was going to come out. This playful Nikolai. Yeah. How can you not pick Maguire? I understand, of course. I understand why I don't pick Maguire. I understand why I don't pick Maguire. Trust me. Maguire, well, at least Maguire is working. Maguire is going to be there, though. He's working. Maguire is working at the World Cup. I mean, he got a job. So he will be there. I need to get my World Cup itinerary. I haven't got my World Cup t-shirt yet. I don't know, man. I'm lacking behind with a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Just try to do so much at once. You know what I mean? Maguire is our best defender, and that says a lot. Maguire at the age of 50 is your best defender. I mean, that says a lot. That says a lot. Maguire is going to be the record for England. Sure win. Sure win. No, you can't take Maguire to a World Cup, man. I don't see it. I ain't gonna lie. No, I don't see it. That don't make sense to me. I understand the Chelsea players that they didn't take. You know what I mean? I don't understand. There's so much things. The Chelsea players that didn't go. You know what I mean? Because even Brazil didn't pick, what's his name? You get me? And that's because Chelsea had a freaking poor season. You know what I mean? I think sometimes you don't understand how these coaches pick their team. I don't think you can have such a poor season and play so poorly and be rewarded. You know what I mean? Chelsea went about what, 6 or 7 or 8 games or something like that without scoring a goal. You know what I'm saying? Without scoring a goal. So why should you bring any Chelsea striker to the World Cup? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Cole Palmer has been shitty all season. Why should you bring him? Manchester City do not play, what's his name? Much. You know what I mean? Why should you bring him? You get me? So I don't know. I don't know. I think the coach has been spot on his selection. To be honest with you, he's bringing the players that are in form and the players that can actually play. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anthony Gordon is there. Yeah, Anthony Gordon is there. I mean, like, Barcelona went all out, 80 million, slapped that one time for Anthony Gordon. I'm like, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? They didn't even give nobody a chance to even consider if they want to buy Anthony Gordon. You know, they're like, nope, you take this one. Just like that. You know what I mean? Nobody got a chance to choose to say, yo, you know what? Let's see if we can put some money in Anthony Gordon. No, they just finish it. Just like that. Just like that. Neptune said I would have taken Gordon, you know. Gordon is not a proper finisher. I like Gordon though. I ain't gonna lie. I do like Gordon. He has pace and he has power. And that's what we need on the way. So we'll have to work on his finishing. You know what I mean? We'll definitely have to work on his finishing. I think Newcastle and Barcelona Champions League game was when they decided they wanted Gordon. I think Gordon probably was a menace in that game. You know what I mean? And you know, they decided to have a player. So try to work more like 40, 50 minutes. Who knows? At the end of the day, Newcastle always seem to have some good money on their players. He's going to school to play at the World Cup. Going to teach myself to play football correctly. Wow. That's special. That's special. Whether it was worth it or not, you know what I mean? He was bought for that price, so it is whatever. You know what I mean? That's spoiling it now. That's spoiling it now. Guys, remember, make sure you hit your notification, alright? Turn on your notification bell, man. Too much times have y'all been saying that y'all not getting a notification. So go ahead. Turn on the notification bell. We're back again tomorrow. For sure, for sure, for sure. We will be back again tomorrow. We will be outside tomorrow. So make sure you are ready for that one, as usual. You know what I mean? But as far as tonight is concerned, it is a wrap, people. You know what I mean? We're gonna put it up for tonight. Gotta be at work early in the AM tomorrow. Why didn't they come from Madrid to West London when Albino? Who? Madrid is at the World Cup. All right, people. Thank you all for joining us, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. You guys have been amazing. You know what I mean? As I said, the best is still yet to come. You know what I mean? The best is still yet to come. We are growing and we are making this bigger and better. You know what I mean? So do appreciate each and everybody for being there. Big up on yourself. It's happy to see that so much the moderators are here in the channel tonight. You know what I mean? Happy to see you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to make my time consistent. So I mean you guys can know what time it is. It's a different time for everybody. So I'm just gonna go at the same time. And whatever time that pop-ups on you all in, that's the time that's consistent. So y'all can look for it at that time all the time. Alright? But until then, big up on yourself. Appreciate you guys for the support, for the love. Thank you guys for being here. Tomorrow we'll do it again. Do it again. We should have a lot of information tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because as I said, World Cup is ready. Well, the transfer market is mad. Spain transfer market is mad. So yeah. But thank you guys, man. I appreciate the love. Big up on yourself. Peace, people. I'm out.